At the beginning of the 8th century, many regions of northern Europe had only partially received Christianity. Various Germanic peoples still followed ancient pagan traditions and beliefs. The Church sent missionaries to proclaim the gospel, and among them stood an English monk named Boniface. Through his courage and missionary zeal, he would profoundly shape the religious history of Europe. Boniface was born around 675 to 680 in England under the name Winfrid. From childhood, he showed a strong interest in prayer, study, and the scriptures. Despite opportunities for prestige and advancement, he chose the monastic life in order to dedicate himself entirely to God. After years of formation, he became a Benedictine monk and later a priest. He was known for intelligence, teaching ability, and deep faith. Yet his greatest desire was to bring the gospel to people who had not yet come to know Christ. Around the year 716, he departed on mission to Frisia, a region in what is now the northern Netherlands. The first efforts proved difficult, but Boniface refused to abandon his missionary calling. Soon afterward, he traveled to Rome, where Pope Gregory II officially confirmed his mission. It was also during this period that he received the name Boniface, meaning one who does good. Boniface then traveled throughout Hesse, Thuringia, and Bavaria. He preached the gospel, founded Christian communities, and organized church life in many regions. His work greatly contributed to the establishment of Christianity in Germany. One of the most famous events of his life was the felling of Thor's oak. Many local people considered the tree sacred. Boniface had it cut down to demonstrate the power of the Christian God over pagan beliefs. According to tradition, the spectators were deeply impressed by what happened. To support the growth of the church, Boniface founded several monasteries. The most famous was Fulda, which later became one of the great spiritual and cultural centers of medieval Europe. In 722, Boniface was consecrated a bishop and later became Archbishop of Mainz. Despite these important responsibilities, he continued traveling and encouraging Christian communities throughout Europe. Toward the end of his life, he returned to Frisia to continue missionary work. On June 5, 754, while preparing to gather with new converts, he and several companions were attacked. Refusing violence, he accepted his fate peacefully and died as a martyr. After his death, his work continued to bear abundant fruit. The peoples evangelized by Boniface helped make Europe one of the great centers of Christianity for many centuries. Even today, Saint Boniface remains a model of missionary courage, fidelity to the Church, and trust in God despite difficulties.